Hey guys, it's Simi, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 26th of March 2021 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Friday Night Smackdown. As far as tonight's Friday Night Smackdown does go, I thought it was a pretty good show. It was intriguing to say nonetheless. I mean, I I know some on Twitter were like, why are they dragging out this thing with the Universal title match? They know we already know what it's going to be. Just announce it. But I like the way they did it, where it was like, Danny Bryan came out at the beginning. Now there is one thing I didn't like. When Danny Bryan goes, I don't want to be handed another title shot. I want to earn it. And then he was just handed it. So that I didn't quite care for, the way that was all put together, with the whole thing with like Roman Reigns being upset and then Edge being upset and then Edge going to Roman and being, hey, if this goes the way I think it's going to go, well, I can pin him to take your title. And we'll get into all this as we talk more on tonight's Friday Night Smackdown. But I want to say thank you for joining me here, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited or youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, if you are watching on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out either by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can support us by subscribing to the channel either with a tiered subscription or with Amazon Prime, because if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. With Prime Gaming, you get one free subscription to any Twitch channel that you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I would greatly appreciate it if you use that one free subscription on us right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. On the flip side, if you're watching over on YouTube, you can help us out a couple of different ways as well, either with a super chat or a super sticker donation in the live chat. Remember, all super chat and super sticker donations all super chat donations do get read live on the air. And also, you can subscribe to the channel as a channel member. As a channel member, you get early access to non-news videos. You also get early access to some news, like a news story we put up this week about WrestleMania and why one match is I'll just say it, why the Bad Bunny match against The Miz is a singles match and not a tag team match as we all expected it to be. Also, as a channel member, you get to use emojis in the live chat and get a cool little badge next to your name. But with that, guys, we're here to talk about SmackDown, Friday Night Smackdown, as I stated, March 26th, 2021. The show kicked off with a recap focusing on Daniel Bryan tapping out Roman Reigns and then Edge's attack with a chair at Fastlane. Daniel Bryan's music would hit as he made his way down to the ring carrying a chair. Bryan would discuss making Roman Reigns tap out just like he said he would. Now, I saw someone on Twitter go, ooh, you said you were going to make him tap out and win the title. Not technically. Technically, Bryan just said, I'm going to make Roman Reigns tap out. So he basically did do what he said he was going to do. Bryan noted that in a perfect world, though, he would be standing here Universal Champion. He said that he would know that he's heading into WrestleMania in one of the main events, and now that's not happening. Bryan pointed out that Edge attacked him with a steel chair. He made Reigns tap out. Bryan noted that he earned the title, but not the main event. He's still determined to be Universal Champion and go on to earn it. Bryan doesn't expect anyone to give him anything. Bryan would then go on to challenge Reigns to a rematch tonight on Friday Night Smackdown. Bryan said that he's not leaving the ring until he gets an answer. He placed a chair down in the middle of the ring to sit down, and we went to a break. As we come back from a break, Bryan is still in the ring, and after a minute or so, Adam Pearce would walk out and go, Bryan, I get where you're coming from. I understand your point. But that's not just going to happen. You're not just going to get a title shot tonight against Roman Reigns. Pearce noted that the referee's decision is final, and he can't overturn that. Which, if he's a senior official, and not like senior official as senior referee official, but if he's like the head guy, the GM, he should be able to overturn that. And now I'm probably thinking too much into this, but it's like, it's been 4 days. No. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 5 days. He should have the discretion to go, hey, I've looked at the tape. The referee messed up. I can overturn it. But what is he really going to overturn it to? in all actuality, all he would really be able to do anyways is just rule it a no contest because, yes, Roman tapped out, but then Roman pinned Bryan. So what? A no contest and you're still in the same boat. So that really didn't make sense. But with that, Pearce noted that Edge gets to the next title shot at WrestleMania. Bryan then asked, okay, WrestleMania's 2 nights. I get 1 night, Edge gets the other night. Edge night 1, me night 2. Pearce clarified that it wouldn't be fair to make somebody wrestle 2 matches back to back like that. Bryan laughed because that's what he had to do at the Elimination Chamber. Edge's music would hit and he came down to the ring and he got in Pearce's face. He knocked the mic right out of Pearce's hand. He was furious that Bryan wants another shot. He said that Bryan wants the title shot on the second night so he could pick up the bones on whoever wins night 1. Edge then pointed out that every match could be his last after Bryan said that this could be my last WrestleMania. And Edge was like, hey, this could be my last match. You never know what happens. He got in Bryan's face and they ended up brawling. Edge hit a spear on Bryan and beat him down with a chair. I thought this was an okay opening. I felt it went a little long. It didn't need to go as long as it actually did. And, well, Edge is a full-blown heel now. 100%. We got heel crazy Edge. In the back, the Universal Champion Roman Reigns watched all of this with Paul Heyman and Jey Uso. He told Heyman to get Adam Pearce. Reigns told Uso, take care of the situation and use force. But did we see that happen? I don't think we ever saw Jey use that force that Roman told him to use. So, yeah. We then got a recap of the Cesaro-Seth Rollins feud before we got a rematch for Fastlane. Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura. I thought this match was good. I felt the Fastlane match was a little better, though. Traded shots early on in the ring, and Nakamura hit a knee to the back of Rollins' head on the apron. Back from a commercial break. Give me 1 second, guys. Back from a commercial break. Rollins hit a sling blade for a near fall. Rollins then sent Nakamura into the turnbuckle, but Nakamura bounced out of the corner. He rocked Rollins with a dropkick to take control. Nakamura would then hit a sliding knee and a sliding German for a near fall. Rollins avoided a knee in the corner and hit a springboard knee of his own. He followed this up with the Falcon Arrow for another near fall. Nakamura then attempted a suplex, but Rollins landed on his feet. Nakamura recovered and hit a landslide for a near fall. Rollins then avoided a Kinshasa, and Nakamura locked on an armbar. The finish of the match came when Rollins countered with a powerbomb and hit a curb stomp to pick up the victory. As soon as the match ended, though, Seth went on the attack, beating down Nakamura. Suddenly, Cesaro's music would hit, and Cesaro came out to make the save. He tried to go for the big swing, Seth got away, and there we go. So after a break in the back, before the break, in the back, Adam Pearce walked into Roman's dressing room with Jey Uso. Paul Heyman thanked Pearce for not making the wrong decision tonight. Reigns told Pearce, no, we don't thank you, you thank me. Reigns said that he's only willing to work 1 night. He's like, you got me 1 night. You ain't getting me going both 1 night and the second night. He's like, that ain't happening. Pearce goes, no. I agree. You shouldn't have to work both nights, but I do have an idea. A decision will be made by the end of the show. In the back, after a break, Kayla Braxton interviewed Seth Rollins. He was furious that Cesaro tried to give him another giant swing, and Rollins said, how about this? I challenged Cesaro to a match at WrestleMania. Rollins promised that Cesaro would never disrespect him again, nor give him the giant swing again when, Cesaro would attack from behind. Cesaro would give Seth Rollins a giant swing in the back. I think he swung him around 11 or 12 rotations. He would then tell Seth, I accept. This match is going to be super good. I think this is going to be a very fun match. We then got Apollo Crews and Otis. Apollo Crews, Otis, and Chad Gable taking on the Intercontinental Champion Big E and the Street Profits. A good little 6-man tag team match. Nothing to cry home about other than the finish. Also, going into this match, Michael Cole did let us know that the Intercontinental Championship will be on the line at WrestleMania when Big E defends against Apollo Crews. As Michael Cole stated, Big E demanded this match after Cruz attacked him after their match at Fastlane. The babyfaces had the early advantage as the Street Profits gave Otis a double drop kick. Otis fought back and caught Montez Ford with the power slam. The heels took over and isolated Ford. In a cool spot, Ford was on the apron and attempted a slingshot back into the ring, but Gable countered into a Northern Lights suplex for a near fall. Cruz attempted a suplex on Ford, but he broke free. Big E got the hot tag and ran wild. He hit a big splash on Gable and set him up for the big ending. Gable, though, slipped out and charged at Big E. Big E caught Gable with a Uranagi for a near fall, but Cruz broke up the pin. Gable and Otis then gave Angelo Dawkins a German suplex clothesline combo. To take him out of the match. Cruz then made the blind tag, and Ford wiped out Gable and Otis with a dive to the floor. Cruz then gave Big E an Olympic slam and pinned the Intercontinental Champion. Yep, the challenger pinned the champion going into their big match at WrestleMania. In the back, Edge approached Adam Pearce. He's still upset that Bryan demanded another title shot and maybe even getting a shot at WrestleMania. Edge pointed out that he won the Royal Rumble. He withstanded 29 other men after starting number one, even Daniel Bryan. Pearce goes, hey, I understand where you're coming from. I'm going to make my decision by the end of the night. Then you will just have to wait and find out what I say. Edge says he hopes that Pearce makes the right choice. Next up, we got the KO show. To recap, Zayn attacking Owens last week, and Owens briefly discussed Zayn attacking him, and he said, waste no time. Come on, Sami Zayn's my guest. I got some questions for him. Well, I got a question for him. Zayn came out and admitted that he knows what Owens' question is going to be, and the answer, well, that he's sorry. He said, I'm sorry for attacking you. We should work together. He claimed that his mental state is all over the place because of all these conspiracies. Owens told him that's not my question. Zayn would cut him off and go, well, I got an announcement to make. Your question about my documentary? And Kevin's like, no. And Zayn goes, well, I'm going to have a red carpet premiere next week for my documentary, and I got it. Logan Paul is going to be my special guest. It will be with me on the red carpet. Owens then goes, I don't care about Logan Paul. I don't care about your documentary. I got a question for you, and I want an answer. So he pins Sami in the corner and goes, will you face me at WrestleMania? Sami was like, well, I don't know. I think we should work together. I think we're better as friends. I don't think that's a good idea. And Kevin's just like, face me at WrestleMania. And finally, Sami Zayn was like, fine. Is that what you want? Fine. And we're getting it. This match is another match that's going to be so good. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, WrestleMania. These two never disappoint when they face off against each other. I don't know if they're going to add a stipulation to it, but last year, Kevin Owens said, I want to jump off that boat. They need to get some sort of stipulation so they can get up to the damn boat. From the back, Daniel Bryan approached Adam Pearce. He doesn't want to pressure Pearce or anything, but he hopes Pearce makes the right choice. We then got a recap of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler beating Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks at Fastlane. It focused on Banks slapping Belair and calling her a rookie. But they had a pretty good match against Bianca and Natalya. In the back, Braxton interviewed Belair. The promo was all right. Promised to prove that she's better than Banks. Belair vowed to win the title at WrestleMania, but she got some unfinished business with Natty. She basically said, keep your children away from the TV. You're not going to want to have them see what I do in this match. And I'm like, what's going to be that bad that she does in this match? That line made no sense. She even said like, oh no, what did she say? She said something about a nurse. She just said some nursery rhyme quote that I don't remember now that was just way out of nowhere and kind of like, you know what I mean? Belair hit a dropkick right as the bell rang. She followed up the shoulder tackle, sending Natalya to the floor. Natalya briefly fought back, but Belair regained control. Belair slammed Natalya on the top rope. Suddenly, Sasha's music would hit. She walked down to ringside. Belair got all kinds of distracted. She stood on the apron yelling at Banks when Tamina caught her with a super kick. Back from a break, Natalya was firmly in control as Banks had joined commentary, and wasn't that good. Sasha on commentary trying to overdo it as a heel now. Like, before she was subtly being a heel, and we're like, oh yeah, she's a heel. Now she's trying too hard, and this is just not working. Natalya rocked Belair with a discus lariat for a close near fall. They collided in the middle of the ring, and Belair rolled to the floor. Banks would say, this is why she's a rookie. She's not keeping on her opponent. She's letting her opponent, you know what, never mind. I'm just going to get up and I'm going to tell her what to do. And finally, Sasha's like, hey, you might want to get back in the ring. And Belair was just like, don't tell me what to do kind of deal, and just clocked Sasha. She jumps in the ring, clocks Natty, KOD, picks up the victory. After the match, Banks jumped Belair from behind and hit her with a backstabber. Banks pointed at the Mania sign as Belair laid on the mat in pain. This was all right. The match between Natty and Belair was good, but the whole Sasha stuff just didn't do it for me. It just didn't do it for me. Why do we have to have a story going into Mania other than, hey, she won the Rumble, she's facing you, best woman wins? They're doing the same thing with the Edge thing. He won the Rumble, now it's all kinds of poppycock. Why do we need that? You already have a built-in story. They won the Rumble. Like, Jesus freaking Christ. Let's just go with that. In the back, Edge walked into Roman Reigns' locker room. Jey Uso jumped to his feet and like, hey. Down. Hear what he has to say. Roman's like, takes a lot of guts to just walk right in here. And Edge is like, hey, you need to talk. You know, you say you got power. Use it. Because if Bryan gets added to this match, I could pin him to take your belt. And Roman's kind of got this look on his face like, oh, I didn't think about that. Holy crap. Yeah, we need to figure something out. But they never do. Michael and Corey gives a rundown what matches are taking place on night 1 and what matches are taking place on night 2. As far as night 1 and night 2 does go, on night 1, we got the WWE title match, Bobby Lashley defending against Drew McIntyre. We also have the SmackDown Women's Championship, Sasha Banks defending against Bianca Belair. The Raw Tag Team titles will be on night 1 as the New Day defends against Styles and Omos. Bad Bunny will take on The Miz. Seth Rollins will take on Cesaro. And Braun Strowman will face Shane McMahon. Regarding night 2, the Universal title will be on the line in what we now know as a triple threat. Reigns defending against Edge and Daniel Bryan. Raw Women's title will be on the line when Asuka defends against Rhea Ripley. They will be signing their contract on Monday. The Intercontinental title will be on the line when Big E defends against Apollo Crews. Randy Orton takes on The Fiend on night 2, and Sami Zayn takes on Kevin Owens. Going forward, we got Dolph Ziggler versus Rey Mysterio. Mysterio and Ziggler had a great fast-paced match. Well, great may be going a little too far, but almost great. Better than good. So, earlier today, they stated that Rey Mysterio noted that he's done a lot in his career, but he would love to win the tag titles with his son. Would you know that there's a couple of matches being mulled around? There's Dolph and Rude defending against one tag team, whether that's the Mysterios or the Street Profits, or we can get a fatal four-way match where it's Dolph and Rude defending against the Mysterios, the Street Profits, and the Alpha Academy. So Ziggler had the early advantage here and backed Mysterio in the corner. He missed a splash in the corner, and Mysterio hit an enziguri. Ziggler fought back and attempted a powerbomb. Mysterio countered and sent Ziggler to the floor. He attempted a dive, but Ziggler caught him and powerbombed Mysterio on the barricade. Dominic then ran over to check on his dad, but Ziggler rocked him with a super kick. After a commercial break, Ziggler was still firmly in control. Ziggler attempted a superplex, but Mysterio pushed him off. He followed this up with a senton and a kick to the face for a near fall. At one point, Mysterio avoided a super kick attempt and set up for the 619, but Rude jumped in the ring. As he did, Dominic would jump in after him. The both then ended up back on the floor brawling. In a cool spot, Mysterio went for a dive, but Ziggler hit a zigzag out of nowhere to pick up the pinfall. No, close near fall. Mysterio then fought back and hit a 619. He followed up with a slingshot, to pick up the win. With that, Michael Cole and Corey Graves talk about the Hall of Fame, saying that both the Great Khali and Kane are going into the Hall of Fame. New Jeffrey, no, I was not watching the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. I was watching SmackDown. Since I'm not reviewing the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, I might just watch it later on tonight. I mean, we used to review the Ring of Honor pay-per-views. We've reviewed a good amount of those, but SmackDown takes precedence, in my opinion. We go into our main event segment. It's Adam Pearce's big WrestleMania announcement. He comes down. Roman comes down with Uso and Heyman. Edge comes down. Bryan comes down. And it was funny. When Roman came down, they piped in, "You tapped out" chants. Pearce says that I got to make an announcement here. I've got to make a ruling on what we're going to do for WrestleMania. All three of you have made, well, good points on why you should get what you want to get. But we're making a change. And this match will now be a triple threat match. Daniel Bryan has been added. Immediately, Bryan and Edge would run at each other and start brawling. Roman caught Bryan with a Superman punch. Reigns was about to hit Bryan with a chair, but Edge hit him with a spear instead. Edge then grabbed the chair and beat Roman down before beating Bryan down. Uso jumped in and distracted Edge long enough to allow Reigns to escape. Edge continued to attack Bryan with a chair. Referees and officials ran down to stop Edge, but he swung the chair at them as well. Bryan would crawl out of the ring. Edge would then just sit on the chair in the middle of the ring as SmackDown went off the air. So I thought this was an effective SmackDown. I felt like most things on tonight's show were actually good, and we're building towards WrestleMania, and they're building towards WrestleMania in not a, hey, we're rushing things kind of way, even though we only got 2 weeks from tomorrow. There's still 2 more SmackDowns to go after tonight, and I felt like tonight's show, just like Monday's Raw, built WrestleMania in a good direction, I feel. But with that, now, you guys can be part of the show. I want you to text in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341 to let me know what you thought of tonight's Friday Night Smackdown. First text message says, I know you're talking SmackDown. Who do you think won? Oh, SmackDown tag title, the NXT tag titles, MSK probably. Pearce says, not SmackDown. Another person not worried about SmackDown. Who do you think will win the Cruiserweight title match and the UK title match takeover? I'm going to give all my predictions once we get closer. I'm not going to predict now because I want to see how they build out towards those matches. So I'm not going to talk about those right now. We're talking SmackDown. And another non-SmackDown question. I have no idea what they're doing with what Tessa Blanchard's future is. Just going to say that. First says, out of all the announcements for NXT again, we're not talking takeover. First says, do you think it's too soon for Rhea Ripley to win the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania against Asuka? Or if Ripley loses, we potentially see Flair versus Ripley #1 contenders match. I think Ripley wins, to be honest. I think it's about time. Rhea should have came up to the main roster last summer, if not last fall. She should have been on the main roster for at least 6 months now. They made her, she got this #2 spot in the Royal Rumble. Like, she finished second. She didn't win, but she was the second to last person there. So I'm just going to say it right now. Yeah, she can win that title and not be too soon at all. And I expect she wins that title. Do you have early predictions for Mania? Yes and no. I want to see how things play out. Like I said, with TakeOver. Girl Boss, everybody will be watching WrestleMania on Peacock as long as you live in the United States. Because, well, you don't really have another choice. Also, speaking of Peacock, I learned something. Got a little hack for you guys. So as I told you previously, if you have, what's it called? Xfinity Cable, then you can sign up for Peacock for free. You make a free account, link it to your Xfinity account, and you get the with ads version for free. But what I found out last night, if you have your Xfinity and Peacock accounts linked, you get the without ads version for only $5. Not $10, only $5. So that's something cool with Peacock that I found out last night. You can get the without ads version for only $5 if you already have your Xfinity account linked to it before you upgrade to the Premium Plus version or whatever they call it. Their highest tier, their $9.99 tier. So that's something you guys should look into. I believe it works with Xfinity and Cox Cable. I know it works with Xfinity personally because I did it last night, and it told me I'm only being charged $5 per month instead of $10. So that's something cool for you guys to look into. No ads version of Peacock for only $5 if you link your Xfinity or Cox Cable account. We got 2 more text messages here. Are the only added Daniel Bryan so Roman and Edge don't get pinned? Well, yeah, duh. And this person says, do you think DB wins the Universal Championship or is he the fall guy? Fall guy. I can see him winning the title. I can see all 3 of these guys walking out champion, to be completely honest. But I think it's the least likely that Bryan wins. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember, you can follow us on social media, Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD. You can follow us on Instagram by searching for Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and you can follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited. Also, remember to check out our website, pwunlimited.co, for all the latest late-breaking news, because like I say, sometimes news gets put up there before our YouTube channel. So hit that notification bell on our website, or just the drop-down notification if you're using Chrome, I believe. Turn on those notifications for our website like over 600 of you already have. Like I said, get notified when news comes out. So with that, have a great night, great weekend, and I'll see you right back here Monday for Monday Night Raw. Have a good one, guys.